My name is Muhammad.
Fareed.
Yusuf Hassan.
It's kicked off. I'd like to, just give me your earliest memory of what you remember as a child being Muslim.
Before we dive into that, I definitely want to talk about how different it was being Muslim growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Because now, with a Google search now, you can basically see why Muslims don't eat pork, why we wear the kufis on our head, because growing up, people thought I didn't have hair. Like, people thought
Exactly.
legit that, like, my kufi was my do-rag. So, nowadays times are a lot different now. So, we should definitely, jump into that.
Like you said, we got the internet now, but before, it was just us. We had no backup. You had to explain yourself no matter what. So, just going back to elementary school, like you said, you just wearing a kufi and being the only person in school besides us being brothers, wearing kufis, it was just like, yo, why are you wearing that? What is that for? And you had to explain it every day because nobody saw it. And the fact that we were African American made it even different because, like, you can see an Arab, someone from a foreign country.
That's normal.
Different, but for a black man, you're like, yo, what are you wearing that for?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, now that's a great point. Going back to your question, like the earliest memory of being Muslim, I would say when I went to elementary school. Because before that, I didn't know any better. I'm around my family. I'm around Muslims at the mosque. But then when you go to school and you got the kufi on with the MC Hammer pants, you getting roasted. But MC Hammer saved me a little bit.
Yo,
And it was homemade, too. Your mom made those pants. Like, they had no brand name. You know he was getting roasted.
Yeah, for sure, yo. Our mom sewed those up for us, so it was a different. I'm telling you, man, it was different, yo.
Yo, if we break out them pictures, man, the outfits were wild.
Yeah, we definitely gotta bring out some of those pictures, yo.
With the matching kufis.
I know, had the army fatigue with the vest. Yeah, man, definitely, yo. So, but yeah, it was definitely different, yo.
Yeah.
But it was great, man. It was challenging, but it was great because we got to be able to be ourselves. You know what I mean? And that was it.
That right there is something that I didn't even actually experience because y'all actually went to public school, like for elementary.
Right.
All I know was homeschool. Right. Like I just remember when I was young and I would go run errands with my mom. Like that was back in the day because you could pay your bills on your phone now. Yeah. We actually had to go to the bank and go to the different the utility places to pay the bills. And everybody was like, "Why are you not in school, young man?" So I go to homeschool. So like I just had that in my head. I never knew what that was like besides the neighborhood that I was in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we always were at the masjid, so it was like that was just the normal thing. Like, okay, we wear, this is how we dress, and this is the way we live, and it was so different from a lot of people in my peer group, and I think meeting y'all is what really helped me because even though I have siblings, I kind of grew up an only child. Like my siblings are a lot older than me. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I had y'all was like, okay, y'all my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We had that thing in common.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It was easier for us, I would say, because it was a group of us.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 6 boys, though. You know what I mean? It was just like we had each other, so if we had problems, somebody was taking care of it. You know what I mean? So it was never that, but we also had like we can talk about what was going on, and we would actually joke about it. Like you know what I mean? Like we would joke about what people were saying in in school and stuff like that. As long as they didn't get physical, it was cool. But yeah, it was definitely easier for us because it was so many of us, man. So I remember when we met you, I met all the other kids, from the masjid, yo. It was cool because you get to see, because when we moved here from Pittsburgh, we didn't really get to see a lot of the kids because we were so young. Now that we were like, I think I moved here when I was 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of my memories as being a young Muslim came from Connecticut, yo. Like I really don't remember
It's
too
foggy.
much. Yeah, it's very foggy about, Pittsburgh. I do remember like Eid and stuff like that, but I don't remember like, like any
And you was a baby at
encounters,
that.
you know what I
remember
mean?
much
Like
of that.
like I don't remember any encounters over there. I remember my dad like always bringing people over the house, so like that was just one thing.
That was just thing your dad did.
My dad did,
Because
yo.
y'all house was like the spot.
Yo.
Like that was some of my most fondest memories as a kid was at y'all house. Like y'all would have the whole masjid at y'all house.
Yeah, word. That was
we was watching karate movies back when you used to have to go to Blockbuster and rent a movie.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the kids riding bikes at your house. Like that was something your dad did. And shout out to your dad for that, man.
Nah,
because
word, that was
But funny backstory on that.
thing.
So every year my mom would say, listen, don't invite nobody to the house after the Eid prayers. And literally, We'll have the ear-pierce. My dad will get on the microphone at the mosque. We're having a get-together at the Hassan's house at Valley View Drive in Hampden.
And then
100 people would show up.
Yo, we would. I'm like, yo, the parking lot would be full. Cars would be up the hill.
Yep.
And it was just a last minute thing. My mom was like, "What are you doing?" But what's so crazy is that, and of course we're going back to like, it had to be like early 90s.
It had to be early 90s. Yeah, like 92.
I mean, we were on the fly. We were able to like provide food for almost like a community. You know what I mean? Like now, that last minute. That ain't working,
that ain't working.
Well, you give me 2 weeks, 2 months in advance. Yeah. But yeah, that was
that's definitely a blessing, man. And those again fondest memories was at crib. Yep. Especially after it, either going to the movies, we go bowling. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I almost took a lot of granted. Like when I talk about it, and then I'm talking about with friends that I have that maybe not have known me from like my childhood. And they're like, yo, that seems like it was dope. Like, that's so cool that y'all had. Didn't think twice of it. It was like,
it was natural.
We brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,